My name is Sammi Cannold. I use she, her pronouns. I am the director of How to Dance in Ohio.
Hi, I'm Ava Rigelhaupt. I am the ASD creative consultant on this wonderful new developing musical. ASD stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder, and I myself am someone on the autism spectrum. My role is I look over the script and music materials, making sure that there is like authentic autism portrayal of the characters written on the page and the music that's written, and to the wonderful writer, book and lyrics writer, Rebekah Greer Melocik's credit, there wasn't many changes that I felt like that had to be made. And I felt like because the musical is based on an HBO documentary of the same name, How to Dance in Ohio, you already had a lot of, a documentary just follows real people. So you already had a lot of the basis of how to make and create these autistic characters, these autistic young adults. And so the writer and the creators weren't just pulling the traits out of the air. And I think that already gave an authentic basis. And they weren't caricatures or cliches, because again, they were real people.
We are so lucky on this production to have so many resources surrounding it to make this room what it needs to be to have a productive and positive process. And part of that has been our collaboration with Collab Theater Group.
After we were working with our cast, we wanted to think about how to make the space that they were all about to come into, which we're kind of here right now, accessible to them. And because so often, people with disabilities are hired, but then sometimes they still don't feel welcome in the space because the space life world wasn't made with them in mind. And so Becky Leafman, who has worked with a lot of people on the spectrum, people with different disabilities, thought of the idea of putting out a survey to all of our actors, autistic on the spectrum or not, of basically kind of asking, what do you need to do your best work? And it just really helps us know, for our cast, who's in the room, how can we, if we can, help accommodate? Because there's the great saying, and it goes with our musical kind of, it's not just being invited to the party, it's being asked to dance. I think both Sammi and I have really high aspirations for this show, and there are so many things that I'm really excited about. But the first thing is, going back a little bit, is just to see people working on new stories for the stage, and stories that have voices that might not always have been heard in the past. And I think people will really be entertained by this wonderful musical and be learning something about the autism community, the characters on stage, and possibly our real actors. And I cannot wait for our audiences to see it opening night.